They talk about JoJo Rabbit. Yep, this video is gonna be themed. Oh, why it will be because I can't pronounce ours correctly. This video is gonna be a meme in itself. But JoJo Rabbit is a movie that exists. It was nominated for Best Picture for some reason, but I find I just played that randomly in the middle of my Best Pictures winners because I didn't really formulate my full thoughts on it. So I said, oh, it's okay, but now, judging based off this review, I think it's worse than Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yep, that's my official new ranking now. But this movie's alright. This is supposed to be a comedy movie. And everybody was saying how this was a fresh breath of fresh air and comedy. Yep. And yeah, that's basically. So the movie is making fun of a man of a certain mustache, as you can obviously tell by the promotional art. I don't need to tell you, or if you've seen the trailers before, you can obviously tell. Yeah, this movie is making fun of a man with a really, really funny and stupid mustache. That his name must not be said on YouTube, or else the YouTube algorithm will demonetize this video. And everybody was talking about how this movie is a breath of fresh air. To me, the comedy was mostly meh. So the comedy mostly revolves around the kid imagining Mr. Mustache Man, and basically he's basically blindly nationalist towards his own country, which was World War II, which was bad Germany was called was or I have that if I have a good name. So I was called German. I would say evil Germany. Evil Germany. Yeah, he was evil Germany so much. He's also said about the Jews and how bad. And he's also taught how bad Jews are in the evil Germany, and basically he basically has blind nationalism, and so he finds out his mother is hiding one in their own attic. And amazing by his only imaginary friend, Mr. Mustache Man, and basically Mr. Mustache Man is telling him to get rid of her because he's a, you know what, yeah. And basically he wants people around just to write a book to Mr. Real Mr. Mustache Man to it. And yeah, he's basically just imagining him the whole time. He's not actually real in the movie. Until the very end, and they just kicks him out of his house. At the end of the movie, of course, the Allies won the World War II because, of course, they did. And basically, it's won World War II, and yeah. but the thing that makes this movie that they put the problem with this movie is that they basically put this movie on a pedestal. With they basically said, "Oh, this movie is as great as 1917 and other movies as well." I think this is one of the weaker Best Picture movies as well because this movie is supposed to also be a comedy. But if it's just a movie about war and drama, it's actually pretty okay. The plot is pretty confusing at points. Some part could get really lost what this movie's really about. But yeah. And this movie is just an okay movie. It wasn't really a masterpiece like everybody was making this out to be. And yeah, this movie also got 80% Rotten Tomatoes and 7.9 IMDb. I just didn't really care for this movie. I think this is just a victim of this modern comedy just completely failing. I've seen a lot of new comedy movies such as Neighbors, Tag and now this movie, not Tags. Tag and now this movie. It just more proves that modern comedy just completely and utterly sucks. And when I say talk about the Angry Birds movie 2 and the Sonic movie, those movies are actually funny. The 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 and yeah, those movies are actually funny. This movie was not. So I'll give this movie at least has a good, pretty decent storyline where he basically confronts his binationalism against, Mr. Mustache Man's power. And the scene about kicking him out of the house was pretty good. But other than that, this movie gets a 6 out of 10. Not really a masterpiece. Goodbye. But at least it's still better than Little Women, man, because at least you cared for the characters.